Hello tubers, welcome to another live stream. Nobody's showing at the moment, but I'll just sit here until someone pops in and just jibber jabber about what I'm going to do tonight. So these little Lapis lazuli pendants, they're pre-made. I buy them like that, pre-drilled. Some of the drill holes aren't even straight, so you know they're not the greatest of thing, but I mean, they're pretty cheap, and it gives me the result that I'm after. So what I'm going to do is basically make one of these, and the trick to this is we're not using any solder. We're going to use a beading technique by heating with a blowtorch and letting the bead move up the wire, and what that'll do is it'll create a large blob on the end, which will then hammer flat and then drill a hole, and that's how we'll create that bail hook. And to angle. Got anyone attending the live stream yet, but we'll just pop that up there and get things in position and ready to start. How are we looking there? That's pretty good. Try not to bump the tripod as we go. Now the first thing to do would be to eyeball a size. Now I've cut one before and sort of found that a length about that long worked quite well. So I'll cut another one of those because I'm not happy with what's going on at the end of this. And yeah, there's my tools. That's right, I was oiling them all. I've moved them. Cutters, pliers, saw gone. I'm looking for side cutters that cut a flat face. Okay. Still nobody's joined, so we'll just rip into it and you can all watch it later on the playback. This wire's a bit thinner than that wire. I might just heat this one and get it to bead up, because I'm not happy with that shape there. If we can zoom in on that and have a look at that shape. You can see it's picked up a fair bit of tarnish sitting around in the shed. That's quite normal. Okay, so something to hold it and hit it with a blowtorch. I'll set the camera up so you're in a better position. And try not to make too much noise with the vibration. If you're wearing headphones, you might want to dial down at this point while I shift the camera. Okay. So I need to be able to hold it and let you see the blob. It's probably good there. Yeah, that'll do. There you go. We've got a nice little blob. It's formed quite a nice spherical shape about it. Because we got it so hot, we also have fire scale would have worked its way to the outer edge as the silver brings the copper out. So over here I've got a little container of acid. Just pop that in there to zap off any fire scale that's on the surface. Just pull that off. How's that bead look? Oh, I dropped it. It looks pretty good. So then we take it to the little anvil over here and just flatten it. What we got? Hammer. You're working with silver because it's so soft. It can pick up the rust from things. So if you've got rusty faces on things like this when you're going to do a job, you want to just give it a quick clean off. Otherwise you'll smash that oxide straight into your silver. It'll be hard to get back out. Yeah, we're all in focus. So because it was molten, it's very soft right now and it's flattening out very easily. Look at that. And that's certainly big enough to create a nice little bale. If we can focus on the subject, thank you. Okay, so the next thing to do is to punch a hole, a starting hole. Use one of these little center punches here with a spring-loaded mechanism in it, so it pops it in nicely. And then I'll just drill my way through that with a fine drill bit. The drill bit of the drilling station is hovering over this bucket here. This big green bucket collects all my waste. Okay, where's my trusty Zito? A lot of people asking if this thing's still going. And yes, it is still going. Bloody YouTube, eh? Saturday night. Can't even get a viewer. 7.5 minutes in. Jesus. Okay, we have a hole. Samsung, you suck. The worst bit is both hands are down here, and when I'm trying to press the screen to make it do the force focus, I've got to touch it with my nose. Okay, we have that. Now, I want to start thinking about the spiral form that this is going to have and how it's going to fit with the stone. I'm just looking at the stones here. I'm going to pick one of the... Hey, we got somebody. Welcome to the live stream. I'm going to pick one of these smaller rocks here, I think. There we go. Focus. Thank you. Alright. So, which one's small? Fit nicely through there. So, that's going to be a little bit on the top. And I want it to sit somewhat on an angle, so I'm actually going to tip that so it's even with both ends there. That should do. Now, creating the spiral is just really something like stick it in here and wrap it around. Use that fine one first. And then I'll step up to the bigger one. Again. And then the last bit where I make it fit to this, put a stopper in it so it won't come out of the stone, is when I do the last bit of the curve. So basically we're at this point here, and then I'll put that through there with enough room hanging out like you see there, and we'll do that heat bead drop, create the drop so it can't come back out of there. But while this is out and we've got everything, this will be a good time to clean that up and open that hole. So I'll zoom you in on the peg there where the work happens, and we'll just do a bit of cleaning up. Remind myself to use good technique and not saw back and forwards, and just use the cut with one forward stroke. That's how it's recommended to be done. I want to open that hole up quite a bit more, so I'll put a bigger drill bit. Where did I put that? There. So, what are we looking at here? Yeah, the spiral's a bit out of shape, but we'll fix that up when it actually goes on the job. Okay, which one am I going to use? So, point you back up in the sky again for this heating and making the bead. And since I'm working through camera, I'll try not to stuff this up and burn myself. Where's the camera? Okay. Yeah, we haven't got forced focus there. What I'm going to do is bring the focus over here onto this cable. Oh, I hate you. Come on, focus. That'll have to do it. Very good light there. Maybe if I can come down here, I know where I can hold the tool. Yeah, that'll work. Hopefully I'm in shot here. And straight into the acid. That funny little pip noise you heard was the bead of going straight into the acid to pull off any oxides, the copper oxide fire stain that would have moved up to the surface. There's another problem with Lapis, is it holds sulfur, and silver aren't good friends, so it tends to make some pretty bad tarnish. Here's one's tarnished just sitting around in the shed, and by contrast, here's one I've polished up. That was. There you go. Did those a week ago. I didn't polish that one. It had been sitting around in the shed for a month. Okay, what do we got? That's what we got. So now I'm going to push that right up into there, roll that around and adjust the curve. But before we do that, now we polish this up. What am I going to use on this? Probably just a bit of emery cloth. Okay, these are just little nylon wheels that I bought on eBay pretty cheap from a Chinese seller. They are great for polishing, and we'll use that next. I'm just going to hit it with this Brillo type pad thing first and get it all to the same sort of level of sandedness, I guess is a state of finish would be a better term there, wouldn't it? I'm just going to go straight to the polish wheel. So I'm dipping this into a green compound, which is a cutting compound. It's this one here. So we run that Dremel in there and it deposits onto there and we just work it. Let's do that and I'll aim you right there. And if I work in that zone there, you should be able to see me. Gonna get noisy. Okay, I'm not too fussed about polish level. Again, oh look, I've lost my viewers. I had two there at one point. Okay. Now the light's pretty crappy, but that's life. Okay, just going to pull you off the tripod and bring you over here so you can see what we've got at this point here. Just pop it down there so we can have a smooth, not too shaky look at. Okay, so all we have to do now is push that right through to there and tighten up that spiral and get it all sitting right, and then we can call that a done job. So how I do that is just use the pliers again with a little bit of rag on them, and the idea of the rag is just to protect that now polished face. Okay. Yeah, where's my little pliers gone? Here they are. So, yeah, I'm just going to pop that around there and continue to work that spiral into shape, trying not to damage. And because it's been quite warm, you can quite often do this by hand, but it depends on how well you heated it. For the sake of letting you see what's happening, I'm not going to protect the silver, but I'll be doing that with that cloth between it. And just keep twisting it up till, again, I'd have that protected until you're happy with it. And also the angle and the spiral, how it's separated there. You want to make sure that those, that it's a nice shape to the spiral, because if it's not, it'll just look crappy. You won't like it. If you're trying to sell it, it won't sell. Now, yeah. Very tight spiral. And I've put a lot of dings and nicks in the silver showing you how I normally don't do it, but that's the general idea, and that's how I make these little pendants. So I hope you enjoyed that quick tutorial there, and if you've got any ideas, feel free to put your comments down and give me some feedback. There you go. Live feed that was less than half an hour long. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content. And yeah, that's about it.